The issue of zoning in Nigeria is a conversation that always generates mixed reactions among stakeholders in the country. Apart from political parties, religious leaders have also thrown their weight behind the South, producing President Muhammadu Buhari's successor next year, and warned leading political parties against ceding their presidential tickets to the North. The Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum has also warned leaders of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and the main opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, against zoning their presidential tickets to the North. Joining us on this show right now, as we continue with the conversation on the clamor from different parts for Southern Presidency, is Oba Francis Olushola Alao, the traditional ruler of Orile-Igbon, the Olugbon of Orile-Igbon in Ogbomosho zone of Oyo State, and Deputy Chairman, Oyo State, the Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs, Oyo State. Welcome to the morning show. Kabiyesi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Kabiyesi. Well, I mean, our discussion is about this clamor for Southern Presidency. The Imobi Aneze Ndigbo will meet today to try to see if they can forge a consensus among Igbo aspirants. The Southwest APC, in a meeting summoned or organized by Chief Segun Oshoba and Chief Bisi Akande, we're told we also meet tomorrow to see how there can be a consensus among aspirants on the platform of that party from the Southwest. But why do you think rotation is important? Because there are persons talking about merit, meritocracy, and a level playing field.
Thank you, Mr. Ruben. I will say one thing for sure. It is very inevitable for power to come down to southern part of Nigeria. Why? I think the other part is not the issue of a threat. We are not to threaten each other. The northern part have had their share for 8 years. And also, looking at what is going on all over the country, there are crises everywhere, division everywhere. And if they now decide that, look, we must fill the pulse of our own brothers too. We are the southern part of the country. The northern part of the country, they are my people. And I do not see anybody in the northern part who will say, because the southern part are agitating that, look, bring the power to us. And they should not see it as a threat. And they should not see it as if they want to coerce them to do something they are not willing to do. When you look at what is going on all over the country, especially the Southwest, during the preparation for 2015, they did all they could to support the North so that the North should have power for 8 years. And I don't think at this point in time it is logical for the Northerners or for the northern part of the country to be, dilly-dangling or dangling over this issue or dancing over the issue of rotation. It is, when you look at us in the southern part here, we've done our best to support the North. And I think it is the right thing for them to do now in a very moral and modest manner. Very ethical. Let's look at equity. We have to look at equity and ethical. We have to look at justice. It's not, even though constitutionally everybody has right to vote, to aspire for any position in this country, either the North, either the South, either the Northeast or Northwest. But I'm calling on my brothers in the North, especially the political players, let them have a second thought. Let them look at it holistically. That no, let's fill the pulse of our other brothers here in the southern part. I, as a royal father, I think it is a call to all players, South, Southeast, Southwest, engage your fellow brothers in the political spectrum in the northern part. When they engage each other, let them come up with reasoning and let them phantom means of bringing this power to South. And I'm telling you today, I want to draw a point from what Senator Ndume said. Even when we have a Southern president, that does not mean that the North has nothing to gain. The North has a lot to gain. But on one reason, based on equity, based on justice, based on moral, I think it is inevitable for power to come to South.
What call would you then make to your brothers, as you know, to borrow your words, sir, in the Southwest, who are all going after the same ticket, and there's only one ticket available? So what call would you make to them? And what is your comment on the meeting that's scheduled to hold tomorrow that's been convened by former governors Olusegun Oshaba and Bisi Akonde to try and forge some kind of consensus amongst the Southwest to bring some kind of order to what looks like chaos with regards to the number of aspirants coming from the Southwest?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me tell you, the number of is expected. I believe with when you look at our strength in diversity in the southern part of Nigeria, it is expected for you to see many aspirants coming out. It's not new to me. We are very progressive and very democratic. When you look at our diversity in academics, when you look at our diversity in exposure, when you look at our diversity in terms of civilization, when you look at our diversity in terms of culture, tradition, to me, I wouldn't expect probably Bola Tinubu alone will come out, that nobody will come out. But it makes it more competitive. It makes us to be able to choose somebody stronger, somebody credible, somebody competent, more competent than each other. All of them are competent. But again, I think what they need to do, all of them need to engage each other. The only thing I disagree with, you don't have to be, castigating each other, bringing each other down. I love what they are doing at the part of the former governors. I think the one from Osun State, Bisi Akonde, the Oshoba. Yes, fine on that angle. But again, mind you, that is for APC. We have the PDP too. Whatever engagement you want to engage, it must cross across political line. The way they've done, like the way all the governors have done, let them engage, let them call the whole state governors in the whole South again, and all their aspirants. Even if possible, let them even broaden it by at least in each state, let them have 2 traditional rulers, no matter what. Either from each state, let them come together. Let us all fuse together and say, look, this is the way we want it. Let's do it this way. And also, by the time we engage each other, we're able to tell ourselves the truth. Then now they can move to primaries. And along the line, look at what happened yesterday. I watched the declaration of Governor Fayemi. I think I saw Governor Amoso there. And that's the kind of politics we should be playing. We must not play politics of partisanship or politics of bringing each other down. No, we must play it in a very modest manner. We must play it with a very classical manner. We must play it with ethos of our tradition and culture. Yoruba says, Omoluabi ethos must reflect in whatever we do. And I think this is much expected from them. What they are doing, that is the angle of APC. I'm still expecting the PDP. I think my state is a PDP-owned state, and I've engaged my governor several times. He's a fantastic man. All he kept saying is that, yes, let's give our southern candidate a chance. And I prayed, and with prayer too, we are praying for them. We are supporting them. I'm engaging one of few people. Even after this meeting, by total, based on the approval of my governor, I will still have to go and engage each state governors. Look, this thing is not the issue of do or die, but it's an issue of reasoning. It's an issue of engagement. It's an issue of talking to each other. And all Southerner, be Southeast, be South-South, be Southwest, everybody are eligible. I'm not for only Southwest alone. I'm not for only South alone. I'm not for only Southeast alone. All I'm clamoring for, power, it is inevitable for power to come to South. And anywhere it flies the cat from South is okay by us. So it's good the way they are doing in APC now, the former governors. I think they want to do that tomorrow. Also, let the PDP also begin to engage each other. Let them walk across party line and engage each other so that we can get the best result. Then again, they can interface also with their northern borders.
Okay, thank you so much, Olugbon. You've said a lot on ground. Thank you so much. But I want to present the facts on ground to you. As we speak today, there's a Southern Presidency agenda. But I'll give you an instance. APC, the Northwest has the largest delegate count. In fact, the Northwest has over 1,942 delegates out of the entire 7,800 delegates. The Northeast has about 1,200 delegates. The Northeast and Northwest alone have close to 3,000 delegates out of 7,800 delegates. What would be your advice to the Southern candidates to be able to eat from those delegate pool?
Well, I know I'm not a politician. I'm a royal father. But I know the politicians know how best they can poach from other end. But at the same time, it is just a matter of understanding. And by now, I expect President Muhammadu Buhari to have even talked, discuss across party lines, if they are willing and they are sincere to bring this power to South. Because all the things flying around now that, they want to retain power in the North just came up in about few weeks ago. But I think they had this plan before, not this particular time. They've had the plan before. But what I want to say is that I think our politicians, they need to look at those statistics, especially the delegates from South, Northeast, Northwest, and Northeast. They need to look at it if they are to, because they may decide that, okay, fine, let's go to Oba. But I would suggest APC, for instance, I think they are obligated to bring the power to bring their candidacy to South. You know why? Because prior to 2015, their players in the South here, especially in the West, they queue without any animosity, without any grumbling, without any dissenting view. They all agree that, look, the power should go to Northwest, to North. And I think similar things should be replicated. I knew all of them were playing. They had Kankaso then, they have Atiku then. No Southern candidate came up against them. I think for APC, it is very obligatory that they should replicate the same accord that was given to them in 2014, 2015. So on the part of PDP too, I think they should look at it, because all the state governors also, they've had meetings, especially the governors from the PDP. They were the one even chorusing that, look, this thing should come back to South. I think they should guide their angle too. Why? If the area I'm saying that they should guide their angle is, they should also make sure that they produce a Southern candidate in their own party too. And again, don't forget, some of the players spoke to me. Have you given it a thought that, okay, yes, the northern people, northern part of the country, they may have the numbers. But have you think about the spread here? One of the political players told me that if they claim they have the numbers, they have the spread. And the spread is, if they have 19 states and we have 17, the Constitution says 24, 2/3. We have the order of the day during election. But if they can't get the 2/3, then you'd have to go for a rerun. So, and we must not, for me, I don't pray we get to this level. You understand? If we have our understanding and we engage each other very well, I don't think we'll get to that route. So all I will say is, based on the statistics you just put to me, let our people, both APC, both PDP, let them engage their brothers in the north properly and let them come up to a term whereby they will have an understanding and the power will come to south.
Okay, yes, Kabiyesi, you are right about the spread. Section 133 and Section 134 of the 1999 Constitution. You have to get two-thirds, one-third of the votes in 24 states. But I'd like to ask you again about the Southern Presidency. The Igbos are saying, on the grounds of the same principles you enunciated, fairness, equality, and justice, that it must be the turn of Igbos in 2023. But the Southwest politicians are also saying, well, it must be the turn of Yorubas. Well, a major exception in this regard will be Chief Ayo Adebanjo, the Afenifere leader, who says he supports the Southeasterners. So where do you think it should go when we break it down in the South? Which of the zones will you support? Southeast or Southwest or the South-South?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, Ruben, at this point in time, I will support any zone in the southern part of Nigeria. I'm telling you, if not, we must not lose. You see, it's politics. Nobody has monopoly of power. I'm telling you, be northwest, be northeast, be north central, be north southwest, be southeast, be south. Nobody has monopoly of power. If we want to live peacefully, and the only legacy Buhari must leave before May 2023, I'm telling you, he must leave a legacy of peaceful coexistence. Nigeria must coexist peacefully. I'm agitating for southern part of the country. It is now left for the southwest, southeast, and south-south to now engage each other. Okay, come, my brother, will you do it for me? Let's do it here. Let's do it here. It's just a matter of, it's not, there shouldn't be issue among all of them. But I quite agree with you, morally, based on equity and justice, based on equality, honestly, morally, yes, it is a turn of the Southeast, morally. But when you look at it, then again, mind you, they are playing game with the northern part of the country. It is the northern part of the country who says, if they are engaging, okay, we are ready to engage with you, Southwest. For one reason or the other, we can't engage in Southeast. Oh, it is Southeast we can engage with. Because now, among the three, when they engage their northern part of the country, they will be the one to say, okay, fine, we are ready to give you people power, for power to come to your side. But again, we can only engage with South-South. We can only engage with Southwest. We can only engage with Southeast. Well, I'm from Southwest. Honestly, if you want to tell me, as an Oba in Southwest, you won't tell me that I will go against my people. I will always support my people. But at the same time, honestly and morally, based on equity, equality, and justice, it is the turn of the Southeast. But also, the people they are engaging with are the northern part. And the northern part, with what I'm hearing, with all the whatever permutation going on all over the country, I don't think they want to even engage or cede anything to Southeast, and which is wrong. Let us all be fair with each other. You understand? But again, I'm not a politician, but all I want is that all I'm clamoring for, let power come to South. With any part of South, I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with it on the basis of fairness, justice, and equity.
Right, let's talk about the northern position. From the APC angle, since President Muhammadu Buhari is going to complete his 8-year term, God willing, any northern candidate from the APC does not really have an objective rationale, just the subjective one of his right to pursue his ambition, which I imagine is why the name of the Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, is being touted now as somebody who might, throw his hat in the race. What's your thoughts on that? The emergence of this Ahmed Lawan theory as a consensus. Why would a northern candidate be a consensus candidate? And then there's a PDP argument from PDP's northern candidates saying that the North has actually had the short end of the stick. Their argument is that the South has spent longer in power than the North in the Fourth Republic. What's your take on the two arguments for APC candidates from the North and PDP candidates from the North, or aspirants?
If they are saying that the southern part have spent, majority terms in this Third Republic or Fourth Republic, I understand. Let me tell you, from inception, from 1960 to date, the northern part of the country have had their own share of leadership in this country, more than any part of the country. You see, politicians will come up with theory that favors them. No. They are saying about this last republic we are in. But how about the inception since 1960? They've been ruling us. Nnamdi Azikiwe, I won't call Nnamdi Azikiwe as a president because he didn't spend more. It was a ceremonial president. Aguiyi Rossi, no. Yes, if you combine what Obasanjo has spent together, he spent about 10 years or 11 years. When he was the head of state and, 8 years as a civilian president. All Gowon spent close to, I think, over 9 years. General Yakubu Gowon. The same thing, IBB, close to about 8 or 9 years. When you're looking at it, the same. So if you want to count, they must not go that route. They are our brothers. They shouldn't go that route. I grew up in the North. I had my primary school in the North. I did also as a subject. My childhood, all my childhood was in the North. In Kano, in Fege, the most ancient part. So I will appeal to my people. They are my people. I can't deny them that they are not my people. But I'm a Yoruba man. I'm an Asian king. But at the same time, I still see them as my people. The theory of them bringing up, Lawal, the Senate president, honestly, these are just shenanigans of politics. And they must shelve that. They must put that aside. That's why we need to engage them right now. No, the route you are going is not fair. They are not being fair to us. The likes of Atiku Abubakar, I voted for Atiku Abubakar in 2019. I voted for Atiku Abubakar in 2015. I've always been voting for him. But this time around, no way. Please, he needs to let's give our brother in the southern part also a share of it. 8 years, President Muhammadu Buhari has spent 8 years. And I believe, even in the heart of President Muhammadu Buhari today, I believe his conscience will be telling him, no, let's be fair with these people, let's take it there. So I think they are just trying to create an alternative in case if the game they are playing, if it works. But how will it, if we are saying that this thing will not work, we have to engage them. I will also seize this medium to let Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, I think the chairman for Southwest Governors Forum, should extend his reach to all the southern governors too. Let them sit down again, let them dialogue. But I don't think what they are doing is a planned work. It is still to me, as far as I'm concerned, is a theory. You understand? But by special grace of God, if both of them start, both angles begin to engage each other, both on PDP side, both on APC, I think they will come to a term. And it will be favorable to the southern part of Nigeria.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I'd like to ask you 2 questions. Sir, why did you say
please go ahead.
Morally power should go to the southeast, but you said you will support the southwest because they are your own people? Is that fair? That's number one.
Let me tell you. No.
I'm still asking the question,
yes,
sir.
go ahead.
Let me finish that. So is that fair for you to say
Okay.
that morally power should go to the southeast, but you are saying now that you are supporting the southwest? Secondly, I'd also like to ask you, what do you mean by this, the north will not give power to the southeast? Is there a problem with the south? Is it that the southeasterners are not even meant to be the presidents in the first place in this country? And is it that it's the north that would dictate to all of us what we should do?
Now, those two questions. Now, I will say number one, why I said, I'm standing on morally, but on the basis of equity and justice, yes, fine, it is the turn of the southeast. But for me, you see, it's a personal choice. If all of us, if everybody agreed that we should vote for, they should come up with a southeast candidate. Honestly, I'll vote for southeast. As long as all the players, all of them are on deck. They say, okay, fine, let's vote for southeast candidate. Honestly, I will. And all my family, I will even ensure all my family vote for him. Then. But I just have to, first of all, I will align with my people. Yoruba make a adage. You start from home. You understand? That doesn't mean they are the southern eastern part of the country, they are my brother. And that's why I can come out, honorably and say that morally they deserve to have the shot of it. But at the same time, I have to let you know that they are not the only player in this game. Now, secondly, on the issue of what I said, the North, it has been a permutation. I know a lot, even politicians that engage me, all they do say is that, no, Kabiyesi, no, I don't think these Northerners are willing to work with Southeast. But I think we need to put that behind us. There are competent people in Southeast. We have fantastic people also in Southeast. In as much we have in Southwest, we do have them in Southeast, we do have them in South-South. There is nothing, I'm not to castigate anybody, I'm not to bring the Southeast down. But what we are saying is that, for us not to lose the touch, for us not to lose the relevance, we need to make sure everybody are together. Both Southeast, both Southwest, both South-South. Honestly, let our people from the three regions in South, let them work together. I'm in support of a Southern candidate, irrespective of where the region he or she comes from. So that is it. Okay. It's just a permutation from the political gladiators, not me.
Okay, Kabiyesi, beyond
yes,
regional politics, what would you say should be the priorities for the next Nigerian president? Key issues, key agenda that you think the next Nigerian president should focus on? And if you were to look at the array of, presidential aspirants of southern extraction, about 10 of them so far from the PDP, and about another 10 or 14 or so so far from the APC. If you were to give us a short list of persons that you think we should focus on seriously, maybe a short list of 3 or 4 from the South, from that larger number that I have pointed out. I mean, without prejudice to you saying, oh, you're a traditional ruler, you don't want to discuss politics. No, what we're discussing is politics. And I just want you to be more specific.
Ruben,
Kabiyesi,
I won't mention names. Please, pardon me for that. I'm not going to mention names. But I will tell you one thing. The priority of any aspirant today now, all of them are just declaring, oh, I want to be president. This one said, I've declared to be president. None of them has come up with a statement that are bothering Nigerians. None of them have come up with, I did not hear anybody said, I want to be president because of this. I heard one, I won't mention the name of an aspirant who says that he wants to continue with Buhari legacy. I can tell that aspirant is a failure on arrival. How would you tell any Nigerians with what we are going through these days that you want to continue with Nigerian legacy? Do you want to continue with legacy of legacy of corruption? Do you want to continue with legacy of insecurity, challenges we are facing? Do you want to continue with legacy of hyperinflation? No, that come of it. It's wrong. That is very hypocritical for anybody with, and it's an insult on Nigerians. For anybody to tell me, if you know you want to come up, if you are in APC and you don't want to offend your master or your principal, fine. There are ways you can coin your statement. You can say, oh, fine, with what we are going through, I will make sure that, look, we find a lasting solution. It's better. But if you use a word that you will continue with the legacy of Buhari, what legacy? So far, so good in the last 8 years. Now, the only legacy I see Buhari has on ground, probably the INEC amended bill that were put in place so that we can have a very peaceful and fair election. Apart from that, I do not see anything. What legacy? Now, what I expect of every aspirant, I'm not going to mention names, is that the principle of governance, if they can address those three principles of governance. One, security, welfare. If they can address even those two things, and, social development. Good, if you do that, it's okay. If the security situation in this country, if anybody can come out and address it, look at the number of police force we have. If we combine police, Navy, Army, Air Force, or all other one, DSS and everything, we combine all of them together, I do not think they are up to 1 million. And we have a population over 200 million. Now, most of this security outfit, they are not equipped at all. They are not professionally, they are not equipped. Are they given adequate welfare for them to even do the job? No. Even to me, as far as I'm concerned, we are risking their lives against 200 million Nigerians. So I want somebody who will come up, look at what is going on all over the country. And that dollar now is about close to almost 600 naira. As at the time this administration met it, it was about 200 or 210 or at the most. Now look at what has happened. Yes, fine, we had economic recession worldwide, but it shouldn't be. Some of these things are not, to me, are not realistic. Some of it are artificial. Yes, fine, some may be realistic, but some of it are not realistic. Some are artificial. So some of these issues need to be addressed. And we need a president who can come up. Let's see their manifestos. Let's see what they want to do. We have to look at it. And again, we have to check the character of the people. I think in this world, this region of ours, we don't even look at people's past. We only look at, oh, fine, the man is a professor. But have you checked his antecedents? Have you checked his mannerism? Have you checked his attitude? Because when he gets there now, his character will be a reflection of his governance. Yes. And we must not be praising all these people. Nigerians, we ourselves, we are a reflection of our leaders. We are a reflection. If somebody had looted money in about 10 years ago, now he come out now, he wants to become a president, everybody will be clapping for him. We don't want that. So I'm not going to mention names, but I will tell you one thing, to be objective, we need somebody who can address the issue of security and the issue of welfare, and will bring a very massive development and economy issue. And we'll find a solution to our problem. So those are the major points I expect of any aspirant to look at.
Well, thank you very much, Kabiyesi, the Olugbon, for joining us this morning on The Morning Show. Thank you very much indeed.